Moving on to some industry news, we have a handful of kind of quick hits here that are companies doing interesting stuff. One is a company called Emergence AI, and they're introducing what they're calling their multi-agent AI orchestrator. I think that's what they're calling it.
Yes.
And we talked a little bit about AWS, and they're having multi-agent orchestration sort of baked in. But one of the things that Emergence is making a point about here is that they're able to do this across platforms, and I think that's an important thing that most of these ecosystems right now are not doing well. And in here there's a quote from I think their CEO that talks about the fact that autonomous agents are exciting but must be deterministic because enterprises won't deploy something that works 95% of the time. And I think that's incredibly valid. I'm not sure that I believe that their orchestrator agent's actually solving for that necessarily, but I believe in the sentiment and I believe directionally. So I thought it was quite interesting and an important step, and I think we're going to see more of this.
Yes, in general, I think that because of the extreme fragmentation and splintering that we have of data sources and apps, that we still, for now, need this middle layer of data integration, application integration, and now agent, at least cataloging and sorting. So I can see the use for Emergence as a third party, because just thinking about how Microsoft's going to have its own agent. Salesforce is going to have its own agents. NetSuite, Workday, on and on. SAP, Oracle, like et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody is going to have their own sets of agents that are going to be independently conducting some sort of action within your organization, and then playing with that golden record that we like to think about as the core data in our organization that we do have to keep clean and consistent. So all of that, keeping those transactions and that data clean without a holistic view of agents is going to be really difficult to do. So
I think it's going to be the
yeah.
big question, actually, that like if you're a CIO right now, I think you need to be thinking about this because there's going to be this decision point because the ServiceNows and the Salesforces of the world are going to make the case that they can deliver an agentic architecture that can do that.
Mhm.
But it's still going to be residing in their system. And do you have enough faith, or do you, if you want to have platform independence where you may want to change platforms at some point in the future, do you want it all in, all those eggs in one basket? I mean, it's going to be a question that I think, and I know, like I said, I've been talking to a lot of CIOs lately, and I'd say they're landing like half and half, where some go, yeah, that's a major concern, and others say, no, it makes more sense to have everything in one place. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how Emergence does with this, and because it's like a very narrow niche, right? It's just
Yes,
one
but
thing, but
at the same time, other than ServiceNow, all and somewhat to Microsoft, most of these other companies don't really want to get into your core IT. Salesforce doesn't want to become an IT
yeah,
vendor. These companies don't want to become basically call it Informatica. Informatica is totally a hardcore IT vendor, although they have some master data stuff that is line of business. Mostly they are tough, strong IT focused vendor, and that's not really where Salesforce wants to go or Workday wants to go at the end of the day.
definitely not Workday. I'm not sure I'm convinced about Salesforce. We'll see how this continues to play out, but